Nobody expected it. But he did it again, and this time, on one of the biggest stages of his life. Brian Campbell, the unassuming grinder from Illinois, walked into the final round of the 2025 John Deere Classic like a man with something to prove. And by sunset, he had shocked an entire leaderboard and silenced anyone who still called him a fluke. This wasn't just a win, it was a message loud, clear, and impossible to ignore. The final round at TPC Deere Run was chaos. 4 players were tied at 15 under going into Sunday, with names like Grillo, Lipsky, and Campbell all locked in a shootout. Birdies were flying, nerves were cracking, and for every roar from the gallery, a leaderboard reshuffle followed. The moment was ripe for someone to blink, but not Campbell. Because when pressure hit peak level, he found another gear. With the tournament heading to a 2-man sudden death playoff, Campbell stared down Emiliano Grillo, a proven winner with playoff experience. The crowd leaned in. The cameras zoomed. This was it. According to PGA Tour and CBS, Campbell ripped a perfect approach shot under pressure and calmly rolled in a birdie. Grillo couldn't match it. Game over. 2 playoff wins, same year, same cold-blooded precision. Think about this. Brian Campbell isn't the media darling. He's not a weekly feature on Golf Channel. But in 2025, he's now 2 for 2 in PGA Tour playoffs, including a win earlier this season in Mexico. That's not randomness. That's not a hot week. That's a closer. That's a finisher. That's the kind of golfer who's starting to make people nervous. 2 playoff wins in one season? That's not luck. That's legacy in the making. And the scary part? He's just getting started. Before he was lifting trophies, before playoff wins, before the crowds knew his name, Brian Campbell was just another guy grinding for starts. A once promising college player out of Illinois, Campbell turned pro with quiet expectations. But like so many before him, the tour didn't greet him with open arms, it hit him with missed cuts, Monday qualifiers, and long stretches of silence. There were no spotlights, just pressure, and the question every struggling pro hears: are you really built for this? 2023, forgettable. 2024, inconsistent. But then came 2025, Mexico Open. No one had him on the radar. And then boom, a breakout win in a sudden death playoff, his first on the PGA Tour. Sports Illustrated called it a Cinderella run, and for good reason. Campbell wasn't just playing better, he was reinventing himself. His swing looked sharper, his putting was stone cold, and his confidence finally matching his talent. That win in Mexico, it wasn't a fluke, it was the warning shot. But here's where it gets poetic. His next big moment wouldn't come just anywhere, it came at TPC Deere Run, the same place where Campbell made his PGA Tour debut years earlier. Back then, he was a wide-eyed sponsor's exemption. Now, he returned as a closer, a finisher, a man who knew the pain of doubt and used it as fuel. He didn't just come back to Deere Run, he came full circle. Campbell didn't say much after his win. That's his way. But the look on his face said everything. This wasn't just about this week, it was about every week no one believed in him. Every tournament where he packed up early, every time he felt invisible. He didn't just return to where it started, he finished what he began. Playoffs in golf are a different beast. There's no tomorrow, no leaderboard to climb, just one hole, one shot, one chance. And at the 2025 John Deere Classic, with the weight of a tournament on his shoulders, Brian Campbell didn't blink. As the sun dipped low over TPC Deere Run, he and Emiliano Grillo stepped onto the tee, 2 players, 1 trophy. It wasn't just about who wanted it more, it was about who was willing to earn it under pressure. Grillo, a known closer. 2 previous PGA Tour wins, both in playoffs. A ball striker with nerves of steel. But this time, he looked tense. His tee shot was solid, but conservative. Then came Campbell. He lasered an approach shot to within 12 feet of the cup, right side of the green, slight left to right break. According to PGA Tour live coverage, it was one of the most composed playoff swings of the year. It wasn't flashy, it was surgical. Grillo missed his birdie. The crowd held its breath. Then Campbell stepped up, calm, measured, not rushed, not rattled, just pure focus. He rolled the putt straight into the heart of the cup. Game over. Fist pump. Head nod. A quiet celebration, the kind that says, "I knew I could do this." While others cracked, Campbell delivered again. What made it so powerful wasn't just the birdie, it was how unbothered he looked doing it. In a season where stars are constantly scrambling to hold form, Campbell keeps showing up when it counts most. Mexico was the warning. Deere Run was the confirmation. You only get one shot in a playoff, and Campbell made it count. Golf has its showmen. The fist-pumping, camera-facing, crowd-hyping stars who steal the spotlight every Sunday. Think Max Homa, with his charisma and Twitter presence. Think Scotty Scheffler, storming greens with aggressive shot-making. But then, there's Brian Campbell, the guy you almost forget is there, until he's hoisting the trophy. While others are chasing headlines, Campbell is chasing flags. What sets him apart? It's the silence, the laser focus, the almost unnerving calm that he carries, even when everything's on the line. His swing? Simple, repeatable, under control. His putting? Not flashy, but lethal inside 15 feet. Ask anyone who watched that playoff at Deere Run. It wasn't a lucky break. It was textbook execution, performed under fire. It's like he was built for chaos, but runs on ice. After the win, CBS asked Campbell about the pressure. His response? I just try to keep my head quiet, block everything else out. I know what my swing does, I trust it. No hype, no overanalyzing. Just a guy who knows who he is and doesn't need the cameras to remind him. Sports Illustrated called him a closer disguised as a journeyman. That line might be the best description we've seen yet. Because this isn't a breakout year, it's a breakout identity. There's something dangerous about a player like Campbell. He won't dominate headlines, he won't trash talk. But he'll show up late on Sunday within a few shots of the lead, and he'll start hitting greens, fairways, and clutch putts like a machine, and suddenly, he's tied for the lead, and then he's ahead. You don't notice him until it's too late, and by then, you're already chasing him. 2 wins, both in playoffs, both in the same season. Brian Campbell isn't just winning tournaments, he's redefining who he is in real time. At the start of 2025, no one had him in their fantasy teams. No analyst circled his name. Now, he's top 10 in the FedEx Cup standings, climbing the Ryder Cup radar and forcing fans and fellow players alike to take notice. He didn't sneak in through the back door, he kicked it wide open. According to ESPN projections, Campbell's current momentum places him firmly in FedEx Cup playoff contention with a real shot at East Lake. More importantly, he's becoming a problem for the elite. While players like Scheffler, Rahm, and Cantlay chase headlines and manage media pressure, Campbell just keeps collecting points, cashing checks, and climbing leaderboards. He's not asking for respect, he's earning it. There's even Ryder Cup chatter bubbling up. With veterans aging and the team looking for fearless closers, Campbell's name keeps surfacing, especially with that 2-for-2 playoff record. U.S. Captain Zach Johnson hasn't commented directly, but sources say he's definitely watching. And why wouldn't he be? Campbell's proving he can win under pressure, in enemy territory, in silence, in the chaos. Team USA could use a silent assassin. So what's next? Could Campbell win a major this year? Honestly, why not? His game is traveling, his nerves are solid, and momentum is real. Golf history is full of breakout years. This one just might have Brian Campbell's name written all over it. He didn't just win, he announced himself, and the rest of the PGA Tour better be ready.